We are here at Chino Hills, California, baby, at the RitFit showroom. This is something that I've been extremely looking forward to for a long time, and RitFit has been a brand on Luke's Garage for a couple years for good reasons, for quality equipment for the home gym. Today, we're gonna show you the showroom. There's a couple pieces in there that I was like, brother, these are pretty sick. Talk about some of the OG pieces and get to see the showroom in person. Guys, really excited to show you this. I hope you guys enjoy. This thing is wild, bro. Bro, nope. Look at all the different angles on this thing. Crazy, it's wild, it's nuts. Chop, chop. Coming at you. All right, y'all, so here we are inside the RitFit showroom. Now, what I really like the aesthetic of all the different equipment here, the colors, the color schemes, everything pops. This turf, listen, the turf here, welcome to RitFit, and it arrows you all the way over to the other side with all the equipment is sick, sick. And this side, the sign over here, you got your black wall with the RitFit, a gym of your own sign. Dude, like, come on. How cool is that? This is my first time being in a showroom for a brand that I've been working with. And right when we walked in, it was just, it's so cool to see all their equipment in one spot. Because obviously I've reviewed almost everything they have, but to see all the different items they have here in their showroom, you guys are gonna really like that. If you notice, like on this wall right here, dude, these dumbbells. Look at these things, man. These things are freaking steel, commercialized. I mean, should we be selling these? Look at these, dude. These things are freaking rock solid. I mean, I can't even imagine if I had these in my gym, I'd be losing my mind. You know, using these over the adjustables. You know, a lot of other things they got over here on this wall, guys. Well, first of all, these dumbbells go up to 220 pounds. Maybe we come back at the end and see if I can even pick that up. Bro. Nope. Wow. Oh. I'm weak. Let's try two hands. Oh. But that's insane, dude. We're going to Muscle Beach today. I don't even think freaking Jay Cuddy out there can even pick those bad boys up. My God. This is some other cool little features. They got all these different bars here. It's just cool to see all the different colors. Like you got your white, your black, your green, your camo, the blue. This is gold. Dude, that's sick. Look at this. Can you imagine having this in your gym? Like that's just, it's a very unique style of colors. I mean, I know a lot of people out there like that wild aesthetic colors of their gyms, like their greens to their neon colors. So it's cool to see all this. A lot of the stuff they don't offer on their website, I think it's kind of to show off the prototypes, but like, you know, this is stuff that the community out there asked for it. They could make it happen. I actually do have this bar right here, the American flag one. When they had their series come out of their American flag series, that was pretty cool. And this bar actually right here, it kind of reminds me of like I think it's Gunner. I can't remember the brand, where the clips come in and off here on the different divots, which is honestly pretty cool. I don't think I've never seen, anything like that with them with this. So that's definitely unique. I think over here is pretty cool. We got on the side, we got our giant pink, pink little dumbbell here for their showroom grand opening. We got the sign here, and then this wild looking, it's like a Santa's sled or something like that they're making out of this with their plates and their bars together. It's pretty cool, man. there's a lot. Can't wait to show you guys over here. There's a couple racks over here that they say are prototypes, and I'm like, dude, you get this out in the freaking market, brother, this is sick. All right, so here is where all of the equipment comes into play from RitFit. So again, RitFit has been around since around 2015. So they did not start during the pandemic. Like, they've been around before this even started, and they've been known for having budget to quality budget equipment for the home gym, and that's what they're meant for. And you'll see their hot items over here and a couple new ones I'm excited to show you guys, which we'll get to this later. But this side right here is the hot items of, first of all, you got, I've never used this rack, you know, it's a PPC, you know, their regular rack here. What you got is your, looks like 2x2 tubing, your 1-inch holes, got your aluminum wheels around the side here, got your carriage on the back. This looks like you can use for like preacher pads. If you wanted to somehow get in here, do like a hip thrust, you could drop this down a little bit here. They got your pull-up bar here, which is, you know, this is definitely your very, very budget entry power rack that RitFit has to offer you, which I think people who are, you know, just getting started at home, beginning lifter, something like this can make sense. They got their pulleys on the back side here, set up all around. I mean, it's, you know, it's definitely, this is something like a little starter rack that I could see people looking at. You know, in the RitFit group, I've seen a lot of people talk about wanting to get this to start their home gyms. Maybe it's something in the future, you know, I could add this to the arsenal to give you guys more options of like just the power racks with the plate loaded option here. Actually, it's kind of cool. I do like is these wheels are different colors. I just love the wild stuff, man. The color scheme, just like this, it's unique, man. It's different. It's fun, stands out, and that's the one thing about home gyms, man, is I love when brands give you different configurations from color schemes, the options to build it the way you want, which, you know, RitFit is continuing to do that in their catalog. So again, this is their budget entry rack here. We come over here, this, I'm almost 100% sure this is the very first thing that I actually reviewed on the channel, was this Smith machine here from RitFit with the tower in the back. And if you guys remember, when I was using this, it got caught here when I was benching, and your boy thought he was KO'd. See you later, Luke's Garage Gym. He's no more. Someone's gonna be taking over. I think when I reviewed this thing was like 500 bucks. And you get the Smith machine here, and on the back side you get your lat pull down, low row, and you get your barbell here. You get some plate storage on the back here. I mean, you think about, they crammed so much into this for such an affordable price. It's a very attractive piece to people because of how much it can do, and with how crazy everything is expensive wise, I see why it's an attractive piece. But like for me, and I think you guys know, when it comes to the Smith machine, I really like the peg option. It's just, I feel safer after experiencing that issue right there of it not hooking in. But, you know, I remember Coop did a video saying this is one of the better, very, very affordable Smith machine options out there. But again, that's the OG piece. That's what started it all with RitFit, because after that, we really started diving into, actually right here was the next thing, is their OG original leg press hack squat, which you see these kind of things out in the market for like freaking 600 bucks, dude. Like, I've seen this thing on TikTok shop for 500 bucks, which is absurd. Which you got your traditional hack squat, you got your traditional leg press here, and then you got your carriage down here, which I remember they definitely upgraded with these steel weight horns. You know, they used to have the plastic ones, and you got your weight storage on the back. I mean, when I used it, I was like, dude, like for the price tag and what it can do, you know, I was 6 foot. I remember I did, when I mentioned in the video, I had a little bit of range of motion problems. I couldn't get as far, as deep as I wanted to, but pretty close. And there's the hacks out there I've seen people use as like one of those like slant boards or something like that, and they wrapped around it to get deeper. I mean, it's just like, it's such a budget entry thing, guys. It's pretty crazy to see how they're able to get such an affordable option out there. The next one we actually have right here is, now, first of all, this freaking orange. We love wild and crazy. Orange. That's pretty cool. This is actually their Gazelle. So the Gazelle, it's an upgrade to the original one here. Well, because you can tell, first of all, already by the 3 different pads here. So when you're doing a hack squat, these pads here are comfortable on your backside and on your shoulders for when you're doing a hack squat, which is cool. The platform is obviously longer so that you get a longer stance when you're doing your presses. Same with on this down here. It's a little bit wider, it looks like. And it's also a little bit of almost looks like it's like a little bit of a large, about the same footprint. But you get your weight horns on the top here that actually you can remove these on and off to elevate more weight. Because I know an issue with their OG budget one here is people would max that thing out. And they wouldn't be able to go and elevate more 300, 400 pounds. They would be kind of stuck and limited, where this offers obviously more storage and obviously more weight to elevate your main lifts. So again, like I said, guys, this is the Gazelle here. It's their upgraded option, with the different pads here, the larger footboard here, and obviously you can elevate with more weight with these weight horns here, which obviously for people out there who have stronger legs, stronger quads, you can elevate your lifts more with more weight, longer footboard. And obviously, I think too, range of motion as well. Seems like these guide rods are a little bit longer as well. So it's a little bit of a nicer upgrade option for people out there if you're looking for this type of system at home. I personally, I don't do a lot of hack squats and do a lot of leg press anymore due to my knee issues, but I know this is a very popular option at home. So this is something you guys could check out, is their Gazelle from RitFit. And hopefully this orange can come, because it's pretty sick. So they got some bars here, which are dude, this thing is wild, bro. Unless I'm crazy, they don't have this right now. So these are cool because they rotate with you as you're lifting, which I think it's like I don't know, man. I'm really stupid with a lot of things, but I think a lot of that is like it hits different like parts of your body, like your chest, and it kind of rotates with you. I think it's a lot more joint friendly in a sense, because like the different handles that I use for cable attachments, like I have the track handles, when I'm using it, it rotates with my hands, which makes it, I have like tennis elbow and the like wrist issues, people with arthritis, people with issues like that, using something like this can kind of taper away from that aches and pains. This is pretty cool. And I don't know, they definitely don't have this on their website. And look they have an option right there to add to your freaking cable system. So you could use this for curls, extensions, skull crushers, or put that on your freaking cable system and do some rows, some lat pull downs, some hammer curls with the cable system. Dude, this thing is pretty cool. I need this in my gym. Hopefully they can come out with this, because that's something I haven't seen. They also have this. Dude, this is pretty cool too. Look at all the different angles on this thing. Right here, you got some like hammers. Maybe you can do some overhead extensions like this. And then like these grips right here, if you could do like some crazy like forearm curls. There's a lot of different versatility you could probably get with this. This thing is wild, bro. That thing is wild. I won't lie though, I don't think I would use that very much, but I know for a fact this thing would get used all the time in my cable system, especially because I like those rotating hands. That's definitely unique that I like to see that they're doing here. Like I said, a lot of this stuff is just prototypes and just options they have, which hopefully, as more of us make videos on and talk about, can come to tuition, or whatever the freaking word is, English teacher here, in the market. And then we'll look at this wall here. This is pretty cool. They got their weight wall here with all the different bumpers, all your different plates. You got the ones that's straight in kilograms here, your 45s. I actually have those bumpers over here, those blue ones and those pink ones. You got the wild freaking pink, cheetah, leopard, crazy plates right there, which I feel like I should get Katrina those. I actually really like those red and black ones right there. Those are actually really freaking cool. I don't really use bumper plates very much because I put a lot on my cable machines and it takes up a lot of space, but those are actually really cool. And these are actually 55 pounds. So That's unique already right there. It's bigger. You get an extra 10 pounds right there, which I like that. And then these are your standard black and gray. These over here, your God, I think it was like Kensui or something like that had these here too. These are straight freaking steel, dude. These things are freaking beef. These look like your competition plates I see like Rogue has and whatnot for your powerlifting movements. These things you can tell take a freaking beating, dude. It's kind of got the different colors on the sides too. Those are pretty cool, man. I'm not gonna lie. I would actually, honestly, I would definitely want to have a pair of those. Those might be one of my favorites out of this whole wall here, or those right there. All right, so we make our way over towards the right side here. Right here, we actually have, this is cool, is this is their cart here for your plates, and it is on wheels. So it looks like they're using 3x3 1-inch hole tubing. You know, you got your giant 1-inch bolts here to put your plates on, and you can obviously wheel this around wherever you want to go. If you wanted to, you know, use that, take that off, and put it wherever you want. I think it's on the back side here. She ain't going anywhere because I think it's because of the freaking the rubber down here, and that's how it is. But these are actually really popular for people that are working with a certain amount of space, where they could wheel this in the middle of their gym and then go in and use their rack. So that, because you think about it, if you get a weight storage system and you plant it there with all that weight, you know, it's pretty much always going to be there. It's going to live there. Whereas something like this on wheels, you can put it wherever you want and move it around. And I feel like a lot of people are changing their gyms all the time. You know, obviously I'm kind of a different category because I'm constantly reviewing equipment. But for me personally, I'm always moving stuff to get new things in. This kind of item here actually be really popular because you can move it around to wherever you want in your gym, especially you're on the go, depending on where you're going to want to put your equipment. This is right here. It's definitely one of their more, you know, popping items. This is their Buffalo. So I actually did a review with their Buffalo about a year ago, and the video is doing really well. Really what stands out compared to the original M1 rack is that their tubing here is, I want to say it's 2x3 tubing. They got the 1-inch holes here. You got your, obviously you got your aluminum pulleys here. You got 14 adjustments on the trolleys here. You got your Smith machine, which has pegs, which, I mean, I think any RitFit Smith machine that I've used with the peg option from this rack to the M1 and even the M2 it's a smooth. It's very smooth, very minimal play compared to the very budget entry other brands I've used with Smith machines. This is the plate loaded option. It's got your trolleys on both sides, 2-to-1 ratio. They use aluminum pulleys around this. You got the back side on both of them. You got your plate storage here. You got some barbell storage on the back there if you want to put your barbells. Really what I think I like about RitFit is they put as much storage options into their systems, so you're not having to buy all these different little items. Like, you know, like obviously I like the plate storage option. I think it's cool, but like people are working with very minimal space, and the ability to put all your plates there, put your bar there, and then they offer some of these. They have the pegboards. Put your pegboard on the rack, put all your attachments there, and you have pretty much everything in your one system here. So you're not having to take up more space to buy more equipment, which they do a very good job of. That I think is the reason why they're one of the best in the market for the budget items. They also have on the sides here, they have their attachments. This looks like their belt squat attachment, which I never used it. These are popular for a lot of people. I don't use it too much ever since I had my knee issues, but I think people like that you can just pin this on the side here. This is pinned, so you could just take these off easily. You can take off the pins here and take this off, and then you could find a way to maybe store it on the wall. I know people get like, I use like a bike hanger, put a bike hanger on the wall and store it on the wall. It's on the side. I know this is popular. I did a video on this. This is their hack squat attachment. It's more of kind of like a pendulum squat that I was using it for. You get a really thick slant board, and you can mimic a pendulum squat with this, which is actually pretty cool. I would say this takes up a lot of space. There's a lot going on with this, and it's definitely a heavier item. So Like if you take this off, I'm not going to do it because I think you can kind of tell. There's not a lot of ways to store this the best way, but I think this is still like, I mean, I liked it. I think it was a good little like option for leg day if you're getting kind of bored of the traditional squatting. It would be cool to see like a way that you could find some storage option they could give you for this. Or, I mean, the one thing about this is it eats up your cable system here. So you would have to like, unless they come out with some option, you could like create some Frankenstein like system on the back and upright and a cross member. You could put it back there. I've seen people do that as well. But I mean, I liked it. I think it was pretty cool. It's just a big piece. So obviously this is not something you can get as all these pegboards and uprights here, but this is just really showing all of their little items they have. Like they got all these clips here, these different colors here. These pulley wheels, aluminum pulley wheels of the colors. Not gonna lie, I really like this blue, dude. That's pretty cool. These aluminum pulleys from RitFit with, you know, these have pretty good bearings in it too. The pulley wheels are pretty good from RitFit. They do a good job with that. Freaking didn't even know where to put it on. I'm an idiot. I think all the colors are really, really freaking neat, dude. These clips here are obviously just your standard barbell clips that you can get. Kind of reminds me of like the lockjaw kind of system there. These are your wrist wraps. I don't think I've seen these and used this in my entire freaking life. I think I'm just either I'm just not a meathead cool guy, or I just don't use them. It's just not my thing. But I know these are popular for power lifters. You use this to attach to your bar so you can elevate your lifts more and kind of take away strain on your wrists. These are all your weight belts they got to offer here, which I don't think I've used one in my entire life, but I know it's popular with powerlifting. This is their attachments here. These are they got their mag grips here. These are just your traditional plastic handles here, which I am so glad that their new systems do not offer these. They have the aluminum handles. They're so much better in my opinion. They're like 20 bucks. They're like some of my favorite handles. This is your traditional curl bar here, push down. And here's their new curl bars here. I actually really like these. I actually have the black one at home. These are really nice, dude. Rotates, which I like to rotate. It rotates with you, and I think is nice because some of the curl bars are kind of fixed, and when you're trying to curl, it's stuck, and it really hurts your freaking wrists. I like that this rotates with you as you're doing your movements for a more joint-friendly experience. The white's actually pretty cool. For the ladies out there, you got pink. Also for the guys, listen, pink's here to stay, boy. I rock the pink. Why not? Why not? Pretty cool. Looks like this is just their bands. Looks like some yoga stuff here. They got the boxing gloves here. All right, Jake Paul, I know your jaw hurts pretty bad. I'm ready for you, baby. LGG out here at RitFit, showing you guys what he's got. Will LGG break his wrist with these 10-ounce gloves? Does he even know how to put on boxing gloves? No. But we're here, baby. All right. You guys have to let me know what my form is. Push it around, baby. Ah. Boom. Boom. Jake Paul, coming at you. This is their sled right here, which actually I know my buddy behind the camera would love using this. This thing's pretty sick. You grab this sled. It's like you grab it here and you push up and down this right here. It's really good for athletic movements. I think anyone, even like at my age, something I could benefit from, just to jack my heart rate up and just to kind of experience different type of training. They don't have this to offer, but I think it's kind of cool to have this because of the turf. It makes it pop. These are your plyo boxes here. I have not used one of these since high school. That's just something that's just not in my training. And then this is actually right here, forgot to mention. This is their hip thrust piece. You obviously get down here, and then you can get your barbell, roll it up here. You do hip thrust. On the sides here, you got some bands to incorporate too if you wanted to go more lighter weight with the bar, and then use bands for that constant resistance throughout it. That resistance at the top when you're doing it. I never used this. I was going to review that, but I just felt like the footprint rather just you go in a rack and use that over that. So this is obviously their preacher curl station right here. If you had the space for this, you wanted to get something like this, maybe you missed it at the commercial gym, you know, really the footprint's not that big. You know, you could push this in a corner, or if you're like, I don't need that, you can hack and mimic many ways with a bench or a preacher pad to do the same movement. But I know these were super popular in the commercial gym. So here's what we have here, guys. Now this is not in their catalog right now. It's a prototype. This is their freaking monster 3x3 11 gauge all-in rack. This thing's a monster. Dude, doesn't this thing look freaking sick? So really, this looks a lot like the commercial grade racks that I've reviewed. You know, these J cups are really, really nice. Very similar. I think these might be the same as the M2 that I'm reviewing right now. These spotter arms are freaking beefy, bro. These are your more commercialized spotter arms with your 1-inch holes. Extremely long too, because I know in the initial videos with the more budget rack like the M1, those spotter arms were so short that I was gonna freaking drop and die. But they fixed that. They fixed that and worked on that. Again, RitFit is very good about taking feedback and working. Really, what stands out about this rack, guys, is the 3x3 commercialized feel. They got your weight stacks here, which go to 165 pounds. Looks like it's just like I'm assuming this is, I don't know if this is 1-to-1 or 2-to-1. Assume, either I'm weak, but no, I think that's probably, God, that was kind of hard. I don't know if this is 1-to-1. I'll have to ask, but that felt freaking hard, dude. We might have a 1-to-1 here. I'm not sure. That felt pretty good. If that is, dude, that's great. That's huge. These trolleys here, it looks like these trolleys are like, it's like, see this, guys. Is it on a pin? Like trolley system? This is wild. Look at, I've never seen that where it glides and then you pin it like that and it locks in. That's, I don't know if I hate that or not. Because, I feel like some of these trolleys I use, it kind of jiggles back and forth on the rollers, where it's pinned in. I feel like it's not going anywhere. And, oh, God. I think that's 1-to-1. That's freaking hard. That's pretty cool, dude. So on the back side, hop back here, show you guys. I actually got their Gator bench in. This looks very similar to the Gator bench. You got your headrest, adjustable headrest here. You know, this is very popular for your seal rows, curls. Get pretty creative with that. This is your Smith machine here, which, oh man, that's pretty freaking smooth, dude. It reminds me of actually the same ones from Echo. It's pretty nice. And then the back side, they got dumbbell storage back there. That's sick. That's pretty cool. Now, again, this is a prototype. This isn't actually in their catalog, but I mean, dude, I could see a lot of interest in something like this eventually down the line. I bet you they're going to come out with something very similar to this, because this is something that could have a lot of potential for them. You guys have to let me know in the comments what you guys think. So this is actually their OG leg extension, leg curl machine, Lion leg curl. Ooh, that had a squeak to it. Dang, bro. Shit. Put to good use, baby. This is obviously one of their honestly a popular item, and one of the many first of its kind. I think these guys and another brand on Amazon, I think it was Lion's Cool, came out with this cable-driven system, where cable-driven system over the plate-loaded option that didn't have it. People like this because of the consistent range of motion, consistent feel as you're doing it. But a lot of the complaints with this one is the feel weight for a leg extension was too easy. But I mean, we can have conversation all day about a leg extension. You should just slow down and control the movement. And this is under $400. This is still a pretty solid item. They're actually coming out with their newer version pretty soon. It's not here. I was hoping it would, but it's probably because they're still tinkering with it. But stay tuned for that, guys, because I know they worked on some of the little hiccups with the the ratio issue of the leg extension to get more to the 1-to-1 feel. But I liked this machine. I thought it was pretty good for under 400 bucks. Like, you cannot complain that you get a leg extension, leg curl for under 400 bucks. Like, dude, that's very affordable for that. This right here is a freaking monster. This looks like something you saw at your main gyms. It's huge. This is their Gazelle Pro. So we just talked about the Gazelle. This is a Gazelle Pro. Really, I can tell the difference between this and the Gazelle Pro is, first of all, the footprint. It's a little bit of a longer and wider footprint, and I could tell that the reinforced steel, the weight horn here is a steel weight horn. It's pretty long too. I bet you can get 1, 2, 3, 4, even 5 plates on each side. Plus the weight horns on the top here to elevate your main lifts. This footboard here is very long so that you straddle your feet pretty wide for people with larger stature. And then taking this off, the footboard for your hack squat is huge. This thing is long, it's thick, so nobody out there should be complaining about their feet are sliding off the sides on either one of these, because they really did a good job of adding a longer footprint to that so that everyone of different sizes can hop in here. See, I'm still freaking trying to get this thing in here. All right, we'll deal with that later. All right, we'll just having fun with this. So the pad actually with this is, well, you can tell it's, this is pretty freaking thick, dude. This is probably like 4 inches, probably, I'd say. It's a thick pad. I know, common issues with people with these budget machines. They notice that the pad is thinning and breaking down over time. Definitely not an issue with that. These look like the same type of pads for hack squat and, on your shoulders, on your back from the Gazelle. But I would definitely say the biggest things that stand out with this is, the footprint, the footboard here and down there, the pad. It just seems like a lot more commercialized feel looking machine compared to the more budget options out there. So this is definitely something that if you have the space for it, and you have the budget for it, this might be an option out there for you guys to check out, which again, this is their Gazelle Pro. So this is actually something that's in their catalog, is their BPC 06. It definitely looks more like you're like a functional trainer in a sense, but they were able to get a Smith machine in here. And then what's actually, nice is you got your pop pins here. Actually pretty freaking smooth, dude. With this system, guys, you get your functional trainer, you get your Smith machine. You can still use the front uprights here for your main lifts. These spotter arms are obviously a little bit shorter, but I think with something like this, people probably are mainly just looking for the functional trainer aspect. And then you got your Smith machine, and then you can pretty much do everything that you want. You got your pegboard here. On the back side, you got some plates you can put on the back side here. You got your barbell storage on the back here. This definitely reminds me, it kind of looks like, it's like the Macola one, but then they put in the Smith machine. I want to say the ratio of something like this, I don't think there's a pin here. I don't know where it is. Oh, it's right here. Oh, that's pretty cool. Pin that to 130. We'll tell right now the ratio. Ratio is 1 to 1, because I can barely freaking move that. Hang on. Let's see. Oh, God. Yep, it's 1 to 1. Well, that's good. All right. So, I mean, you'll be able to do pretty much almost everything with that. Obviously, lat pull down and rows. If you want to elevate your lifts more, get a gym pin, stacking on that. But this is definitely an interesting option. Very different than the traditional things that I've reviewed at RitFit, which is their half rack with their functional trainer, with their Smith machine. So definitely something different. Let me know if this is something you guys think is pretty cool, or do you think you stick to the traditional M1, M2, or the Buffalo option. So this is actually the newest item that is in the Luke's Garage Gym Arsenal and Katrina's basement gym. Check out the basement gym tour if you guys have not seen that. M2 review coming very soon, but essentially the M2, guys, what really I think stands out to the M1 is They've upgraded the uprights here. I think it's like, what, 2.5 by 2.5. It's not true. It's not a 3 by 3. A little bit larger than 2 by 2. You got your 1-inch holes here. You got your 16 adjustments on the trolley here. What really is unique about their M2 system is that you are able to then look into getting the 3D Smith option. They have that option to get with this M2, which you cannot get with the M1, which really a 3D Smith, guys, is unique because you have your horizontal and vertical path, which makes it feel more like, you know, traditional barbell movement, which I know a lot of people like to have, because I know there's a lot of people out there with Smith machines, they don't just like doing the vertical up and down motion. They feel they're fixed in that position, whereas a 3D Smith machine gives you right now a horizontal path as well, which think about when you're squatting. You know, you're not just stuck up and down. You're kind of, how you're moving is a little bit more horizontal, especially with like a row too, or a lunge. You know, lunges especially, you want that horizontal motion. Definitely more joint friendly in that way. So that's a cool option. Stay tuned for that, guys. That's coming out. More with this M2 that stands out as well is the stack goes 154, and you got your weight horns. This is a 2-to-1 ratio machine. This pull-up bar is actually pretty nice. You got your multi-grips here. It's got your different like sides, your neural sections here for your different grips. You want to go all around it, which is, I like that. Getting some sort of grip with the pull-up bar is so important, especially in climates of a garage. It gets moist and gross. If you got no grip, you're doing a pull-up, you fall, dude, you're asking to get hurt. You got to have grip on a pull-up bar. It's a must. So M2 does have that to offer. I do have, with my system, I do have is the lat pull-down section here with the C tier, which is important. You know, you get that depth, that upright here that goes for more of the up and down motion of a lat pull down, which is the traditional feel over just like a trolley system that comes out this way. It's not like the normal path of how a lat pull down machine works. So I do have that option here. This obviously offers your traditional plate storage on the back. It obviously offers your barbell on the back. You got your hooks on the top there for your cable attachments. It's really the biggest things I think is different than the M1 is you can get a 3D Smith machine option. This is 13 gauge. It's a little bit bigger uprights. The stacks go up to 154. That is really the main things that stand out to me with this over the original M1, which we are going to cover next. So moving on to, this is the OG, guys. This is their M1 system, the M1 2.0 system. So what they did with this, I really like that they put all their different attachments that you can get and upgrade to your M1 system, which I love that RitFit doesn't make you get stuck and just, you get the rack, that's all you get. They have accessories and options with this rack as this M1. And again, the M2 with the 3D Smith is really cool. So first of all, let's talk about the accessories to this. This is their 11 gauge 2x2 upright that they came out and offered with. Really why they did that is because the market, the consumer, you know, the 2x2 1-inch, 3x3 1-inch is very popular because of the compatibility of universal attachments throughout brands, is where now with this, you have your 1-inch holes here. If you want to add other attachments onto this, or if you're really someone that appreciates thicker gauge steel for the front uprights, for your main benching and squatting, you feel like it's a more durable option. They have now come out with these, which is very cool. They also came out with their 1-to-1 ratio section right here, which I have both these at home. I'm still working on getting those all set up, but this allows you to do 2-to-1 and 1-to-1 because, you know, the system that the M1 offers with the stack is 2-to-1. Obviously, you get the weight horn option on the back to elevate more heavier weight with your 2-to-1. But now, if you wanted to get this system here, you would connect these together to get your 1-to-1, so you get the feel weight of the stack. Or if you're like, you know, I don't want a 1-to-1 ratio for maybe a shoulder raise or a curl or a tricep extension, you can just use this section here to get your 2-to-1 feel, which I think a lot of people like to have those options for your different movements. They also came out with this this piece here. This is just your lat pull down pad here. So you pull up your bench. You can do obviously your lat pull down pieces right here for more elevation extension on your lat pull downs, because I know with these machines, they tailor it to all home gyms, so their height is not ever going to be over 90 inches. They're always going to kind of keep it in the 86 to 84 range for the height of these racks to fit the basement and garage gyms. But getting something like this, you know, elevates it more when you're sitting on a bench, so you can get more extension for taller folk out there like me to get full range of motion for a lat pull down. So that's a really nice option here. They also do, they have the plate loaded option with the carriage here, or you can get the stack version over here, which I just love a stack version. I honestly am not a huge fan of plate loaded functional trainer systems anymore. They just drive me up a wall. Just, it's just, I'm guessing weight all the time where I want to use. So I love the pin loaded option. If you can afford it, I think it's a no brainer, and they accommodate you with your ratio now too. It's really also too, they offer this pegboard. I think the pegboard's a no-brainer to buy, store your attachments. I really like, you can put your handles here, your lat pull-down piece. It's a nice feature to store your attachments so you don't have to go buy something separately, or if you're not someone that really wants to drill into your wall, maybe you're in an apartment and you don't want to get your freaking landlord peed off of you, and drill into, we know what we did that. You could do this so that it's already there for you. So I definitely think that I like that. In my opinion, my favorite attachment is this and this piece here for storage, and a lat pull down piece, which again, I think the M1 2.0 is easily the best all-in-one budget option out there. It's for the plate load option, it's not even close. You can build an ecosystem with all these new accessories, and RitFit is just killing it in that industry with that. So kudos to them. The patriotic people out there will be like, oh man, that's America for you right there, baby. This is, obviously they're not offering this. This is actually really cool. This looks like the exact same system with the first one over there, 3x3 11 gauge. But the American flag patriotic system, they actually do have these plates here. I actually have these in my garage gym. These are patriotic plates. I have the 45s and I have the 25s actually in my gym. So I really like those. Are really cool. But this is obviously not like offered right now. I said they should put like 100 units and first come, first serve if you want it. And if it comes interest, do more. But I would be lying if I say I did not want this in my garage. It's just crazy. It's wild. It's nuts. You see that in the thumb, you're like, dude, that thing is sick. Just unique, you know? There's nothing really that much different. You know, it kind of looks like your traditional Smith machine. You got your weight stacks over here, 165 pounds, plate storage on the back. Very similar system to the one over there, but just wild, crazy, unique. This pad here for this bench, you got the American flag pad here in the bench. This bench is definitely more a commercialized bench. That's pretty nice. I do have the Gator bench in Luke's garage I'm going to review once we kill those squirrels. That's all I'm thinking about right now, so I'm coming for you, squirrels. Anyways, not a whole lot to that. It's just cool. It's unique. I think it's wild. It's crazy. It's fun. Is it something that a lot of people would buy? No idea. But I think there's the wild, crazy aesthetic appeal to that might draw an audience, a consumer to that. They got their dumbbells here from 20 to 60, which are the similar ones over there. But the face plates are American flag with RitFit logo. Very, very cool. I actually have this barbell here at Katrina's too. Dude, the RitFit barbell, man, it was in my budget video. It's like 120. It was like 120 bucks on Amazon. Perfect item for starting out at home. Don't need much. And then you got your plyo box here, which are your American flag as well. All right, y'all. So that is the showroom from RitFit in Chino Hills. I want to shout out RitFit for believing in me, bringing me out here, having me tour this, and just working with me. It is a brand that I truly believe in. I am truly blessed to work with good people and someone that will be on the channel for as long as they'll have me, for as long as I am doing this for good reason. If you want to support Luke's Garage Gym, use lukesgaragegym.com. Click my RitFit link and then buy equipment, or click my RitFit link on Amazon and buy equipment. That's a great way to support the channel through an affiliate aspect. Share these videos, like this videos, comment. I want to just say again, thank you RitFit for doing this. I am so honored. I Cannot wait to see them at Home Gym Con, talk to them more, and just continue to bring out more content for them because they're a great option in the budget home gym space. Let me know what you guys think of this in the comments. We're going to do more of this type of content in 2026 to get to know more of the brands that I love. And yeah, go from there. Cannot wait to bring you guys more content soon on Luke's Garage Gym. It's Luke for Luke's Garage Gym. See you guys later.